Even after.
Right, still good?
Oh, my goodness, 30, 60 days. Waiting.
Good as he ever was.
Okay, we're good. There we go.
Good morning.
Can they turn the microphones down in the back of the room? They're picking up all.
They're loud?
We'll just make sure they're quiet. Whispering back there. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Steuben County Board of Commissioners meeting for Monday, October 6th, 2025. And welcome, Rick, from somewhere.
North.
We're going to rearrange the agenda just a little bit, and we're going to do Troy McNaughton first, who is our new Chief Public Defender. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. And the first thing I would do is say,
Yeah. We already have a council, I believe, has a budget in place for you already, so you're good to go.
I do. And the request that we're asking for involves computer hardware for the new office. Some management software. It's a little bit confusing on the sheet that I have that I listed for the total year cost. That one will actually be a monthly cost, so that cost will be divided by 12. And then there's an additional firm management program that we need that will help with us be able to keep track of things coming in and going out. That is an upfront fee too. So the $11,406.70 would be a one-time fee, and then the $28.76 would be an annual fee going forward. There were other things that we would like to install in the systems that are peripheral equipment that I've been in contact with the IT department. They're fine with just taking the ones that I already had and hooking them up to the computers. I'll have to put some firmware on it to make it work, but they understand that. And that's what we're trying to get done to try and get the office going.
Move to approve?
I'll second.
Aye.
Hadn't asked for the question, but we'll take that. I'm gonna say that's 3-0. We're gonna get him while we can get him. Wait, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jody, good morning.
Morning. This morning, we do have stop loss numbers we wanted to review and then to discuss the ancillary to get approval for our 2026 year. What you have in front of you on page 1 is the medical experience. So this is the experience through August. September, we should have here in the next couple of days. But through August plan year to date, the expected claims was pegged at $2,299,105 on line 1. Where we're at on line 3 is $2,679,720. So we are at 116.6% of expected claims costs you'll see on line 6 so far year to date. We have 9 large claimants that we're tracking that represent $1,086,482 of those claims. And we have 5 individuals so far this year that have exceeded the stop loss level. Total RX claims is 22.4% of your medical spend, which is close to our average book of 21.9%. Any questions on the experience report? All right, getting into the renewal analysis. We did go out to multiple avenues to look at your stop loss, as well as we looked at fully insured and captive arrangements this year. You can see here where we have gone for that marketing, most of which were not competitive or close to where we stand with our stop loss. We do have one other stop loss carrier that we're going to illustrate, but the incumbent stop loss carrier with their renewal offer seems to be the most competitive. If you flip to the next page, you can see the stop loss information. We have total at the top 235 employees insured under the plan at the time the stop loss marketing was prepared. You have under current, the current reinsurance. We have an option staying with that at our current 100,000 stop loss. Looking at 125, 150, and then we have the other most competitive stop loss carrier illustrated as well. If we look at option one, which is basically our renewal, renewing, continuing at 100,000 individual specific level. They have removed the two lasers that were on the plan currently of 300,000 on one and 325,000 on another, which is a significant reduction to the exposure for the county. One individual so far is at 157,000 year-to-date claims and the other 130,000. So that's shifting the risk back to the carrier for those two lasers. We're continuing with the corridor, which you fund with the 30,000 one-time annually, and keeping your contract on a 24/12 contract, which protects you for any claims that incurred in the 24-month period and then paid in the 12 months of the contract. Continuing with covering in your stop loss medical claims as well as prescription. And then we look at our fixed cost. Fixed costs would include everything from stop loss premium to third-party administrator, networks. Currently, you can see that's broken down employee, employee spouse, employee children, and full family. The annual cost is $1,003,161. With the renewal offer, $993,153.73, which is down 0.998%, so a small reduction. Our claims factors, again, we've looked at the claims. We know we're at 116% of expected for the year so far, year to date. So currently, again, you can see the maximum claims funding amount there, currently at $4,212,000. With the renewal, $4,264,000, or a change of 1.236%. We're still seeing medical trend running at 79%. If you look then at your total expected liability, including the laser liability, currently we're at $4,797,942.42. With the renewal, $4,404,583.62, or a reduction of 6.753%. If we were to look at the 125,000 stop loss, they're giving us $134,803 in trade-in premium, which equals about 5 individuals with hitting stop loss. And again, we know so far year to date in this calendar year, we have 5 that have hit. Same thing with the 150,000. They're giving us $225,873 in premium credit, which would be 4.5 people, rounded up to 5 people again, hitting your individual stop loss. Anything exceeding that, carrier wins, and you've paid out more in premium and claims risk. The other reinsurance option with the other carrier, the premium is a little lower. You can see column option 4, $945,000 versus $993, but our total expected And our total max is a couple $100,000 higher. So again, my recommendation based upon the marketing and the results would be to renew with the current carrier, most likely option 1, unless you felt shifting up to a lower premium for the enhanced risk potential was worth the potential savings. Again, we've had 5 so far this year that has hit specific already. These are firm numbers if we can make a decision. Otherwise, they will ask for updated experience information, and we are aware of a couple large claimants that could materially change the offer on the table today.
Our typical stop loss is higher than that.
Yeah, we're-
7 or 8 or 10.
Yes, we've historically seen that, and I can tell you what I'm seeing with other clients in this renewal marketing for the at 1/1 of 2026. It's a hard reinsurance market, so I am pleased with where the results came in from our current reinsurance carrier, especially given that we're at 116% so far year to date, and we have 5 individuals that they're reimbursing for stop loss on.
Rick, you get all that?
Yes.
I don't know why I'm looking at him. That's why I don't even hear me. Damn it.
Or they don't.
And
said
thanks
that-
for getting me the info.
You're welcome.
You did say that you, insurance right now is, this year's increase was on average 6 to 7% or 7 to 8?
We're seeing medical inflation alone, which means, Andy, if I have a claim this year that's $1,000, next year it's gonna be 7, 8, 9% more than that. Everything else being equal. So
Okay.
from a claims perspective, we're still seeing trend almost to 10%.
Yes, I would have to agree. I would have to agree. Make a motion to approve option 1.
Were you able to hear that, Rick?
No, I didn't quite catch all that.
Andy has a motion to accept option 1.
I'd second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. 0.
A couple of additional things that Aaron and I wanted to make sure we had approval to move forward on. We are looking to do open enrollment towards the end of this month. Premium contract, this isn't anything in your packet. Premium contributions, we would recommend leaving as is. We did change them last year. On an employee single basis, it's $10.50 per pay. Those who do not complete or did not complete the wellness requirements do have another $25 per pay that will be added on to that. Our recommendation for 2026 to be effective 2027 would be to keep the wellness the same, asking employees to continue the same process that we were asked to do this year, and then keeping the premium plus the wellness differential the same.
No changes.
Does that need motion?
I don't think so.
We're good? Okay.
Unless Kelly wants to.
It's already set, right?
It's already set, so we're not making any changes to it. I don't think it needs to be.
Same thing with the retiree premiums, continue at those that enforce based upon development of COBRA premiums. We would continue down that path. The only other thing I have is relative to the ancillary coverages, which would be your life insurance, voluntary life, dental, vision. We did the marketing. We have worked with Sun Life. Originally on the dental, they were coming in with a 20% rate increase. We did negotiate and get that down to 15. However, they will provide us with a rate hold and no change if we were to move the critical illness and hospital indemnity and short-term disability from Aflac and place those lines of coverage with Sun Life. we would have a rate hold on the life, dental, the vision, no changes, and then implement moving forward any new additions wanting those worksite products would be under Sun Life as opposed to Aflac. Anybody currently enrolled under Aflac could port those and pay those individually. Would no longer be something paid through payroll deduction, but they do have the ability to port and take those on individually. I will tell you that I have had a conversation with Aflac, and they understand that their service lately has been lacking. They have a new individual who's taking over the state of Indiana and understands that even from a minor claims perspective, what's been brought to the table to them recently of what some employees have experienced here has been less than excellent service. So our recommendation to get those rate holds, as well as moving the enrollment platform. Maxwell was sunsetting. That's the enrollment platform we use today. They're sunsetting and no longer a tool that will be available. So we could move that to Employee Navigator with the casing group at no cost. Again, if we have all of these lines of coverage moved to Sun Life.
Discussion, motion?
I know we've had issues in the past with the same discussions with Aflac the last couple of years, so I would, pay that much more than not be getting the adequate service. I think it would be a disservice for us, so I'd make a motion to approve the move to Sunlight or Sunlight.
I'll second that.
Reception must have gotten better.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rick. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Anything else from me?
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Sheriff, good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Auditor, okay,
Morning, Sheriff.
here we go. Number one, security automation system for $17.50. That's a new screen, control room screen. It's touch, opens all the doors, closes the doors. The previous one is broke. So that's a replacement one.
Right, with those doors locked.
We would ask that it happened.
Yeah. Are you good, Bruce?
Okay.
Can you still hear us, Rick?
I did now. Cuts in and out occasionally.
I have a motion from Andy to approve the automation system purchase of $1,750, which is the touch screen for the control system at the jail.
Yeah, does that play football games too?
Yes, it does.
All right, I'll second that one.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Next is approval for purchase of rifles, replacing 14 rifles that we have that need to be replaced. We've got a trade-in credit of $5,300, costing us just $6,450 for the purchase of those rifles, coming out of my firearms budget.
I just see, you said you're replacing 14, but there's only,
On this one,
okay,
there's 10.
sorry,
The
the additional one.
14 was our normal, was the original. We went to 10, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
You're right. Yes, there's 10 on this one. 14 was the original thought, but the barrels turned out to be good on a few of them.
Okay, perfect.
I'll move to approve.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
The third one is also Keesler Supplies, and that is for the optics, the sights for said firearms. We also have a credit. The credit there is due to our evidence room. So when we get a collection of older ones, they will take them and give us a credit.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
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 The approval of the annual service agreement for the 911 center. This is the battery backup system that we have in there. Our yearly. It comes out of our service agreements out of the state fund credit line I've got.
I'll second.
911 center, service contract.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
We may have, this as a heads up for the commissioners in the future, getting with IT, Nikki, looking at more batteries or a better system, finding what we found out when we had the power loss. We don't get much time with what we currently have. So we may here in the future be coming before you together to talk about that. The last one is a laptop. In our visitation room, the court hearings that are held within the jail, the preliminary hearings, it's on an older system as what we had in the old courthouse. Switched to the new courthouse, we're still having issues. IT has put in some new microphones, and we have found that if we have a standalone laptop in the room, that we believe the communication will happen a lot easier based on a new program to the courts. The reason I'm asking to purchase this laptop, I will be able also to use it for Teams meetings as an example. If I have an inmate who needs to go with a counselor or a psychologist, they can do meetings over this computer. Currently, if we have a need for that, we have to go to IT and request a particular laptop to get this accomplished. This will allow us to be able to handle that without bothering them. Although if you would like to pay for it, that would be wonderful, but I do have the funds there, and I don't know if IT has the funds, so. And Nikki, if you wanted to add anything to that as far as the communications part or anything, that's fine.
It will make it much easier for us to troubleshoot instead of having to go up physically in the room when they have prisoners in there trying to do arraignments and things like that with the courts.
Are there any safety concerns with having that?
Other than the obvious. No. Yeah.
Rick, were you able to pick up all of that?
It only cuts out when it's really important.
We have a motion to approve the purchase of a laptop to be used in the jail for court hearings and other,
Yeah, I got all the discussion. I just didn't get the motion, you know.
Andy moved to approve.
Okay, I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
I think it's just Andy's mic.
Austin?
Morning, everyone. Come to you today to request official approval for the Delta T invoice for $8,808. This was, there are 7 additional tubes found to be deficient when they were doing their repairs to the original. It was 6. I am requesting this to come out of the Commissioner Building Maintenance line.
I will move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Is that an aye, Rick?
Yes. Aye.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I have a pretty simple ask, but first I just wanted to give you guys an update on how our Food Truck Friday season went. And thank you so much for allowing us to use that space. My goal was to get the event to grow, and by our last 2 on those final Fridays, we saw over 250 people downtown in the park space listening to the music, and we actually had our biggest number of food trucks at the last one. We had 7 available. So that was, I finally had people like calling me to get involved with that. So that was really nice. And the community really appreciates the space, and I appreciate you guys letting us use it. My next ask is we identified a need for dog waste receptacles throughout downtown, and we identified the park as one of the places where we could install one of those. I've been working with the city street department. They said to get your permission first and then identify the space, which I'm thinking at is right at the beginning of that sidewalk when you walk in between the Herald Republican and the courthouse, right there. And he said he would mark it and do the call before you dig. And it's just 1 post. We would maintain it. We have plenty of bags and everything to last for a really, really long time. So that would be one of the 4 spots where we would put these downtown.
How often will they empty it? That would be just.
It'll be on my list of things to check, and that'll be at minimum of like a bi-weekly basis.
It's probably better than the alternative. Which
Yes.
is
Yes.
right there.
I would say, just Austin, that seems like a good
Position for it.
Yep, that's right by the trash can, so.
And it does have a trash receptacle on it with the bag box and then a sign that says dog waste.
See an issue with it?
No.
Austin's okay with it, then I would make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
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 All right, thank you.
Thank you. He had asked to pass, correct?
I think that's what you. Yeah. No.
Thank you for that. Chris?
My turn?
Yeah.
All right.
We're running ahead.
Good morning. I'm sorry that I didn't have the opportunity to provide this to you previously, but this will give you a small outline as. Some of you may or may not know Linda Parks. Linda was an employee of the county from 1978 until 2003. Linda served the county in various capacities with the Sheriff's Department, EMT, dispatch. She was the first female probation officer in the county and retired in 2003 as the chief probation officer of Steuben County. Linda unfortunately passed away September 15th. The probation department is requesting permission to purchase out of county funds, but out of donated funds, a bench that we would place outside of the county annex building in the area that's identified in the photos that are attached to the material that I just provided to you. We're looking at, the possibility of maybe a composite bench, something that we can have routed into it in memory of Linda Parks, Chief Probation Officer, something along that line. There also was the idea of possibly getting a bench consistent with that are outside of the courthouse, the new courthouse at this point, judicial center. Some continuity, I guess, as far as what would be there. If we look to something like that, we would look to a plaque of some sort that we would have engraved and placed up there. Obviously, some variables at this point in time as far as exactly what. Obviously, with the funds all coming from donations, we're trying to be mindful of what that cost is. But I guess at this point, just simply asking for the commissioner's approval. And to do this, we can obviously come back, give you a final proposal, at least from our perspective, for you to ultimately approve, unless what I'm providing you today is sufficient in order for you to.
That'd be fine, as long as it's kind of coordinated with
Say
Austin.
coordinated with Austin.
I have communicated with Austin, and he has graciously offered his assistance in order to accomplish this. I did check with the city to see if there was any permitting because of its location. They indicated there was not. I did send an email to the Planning Commission as well. I've not heard back from them, but just to make sure that there's nothing you do there to satisfy any permitting.
You should be fine, it's a whole bench, yeah,
Very, very fitting.
yes. Yes, I would make a motion to approve and just coordinate with Austin on when you finally decide what you want and where it goes.
And I was out front speaking with Judge Fee yesterday, kind of showing him what we were thinking. He had the idea that something on the wall behind it, and you're familiar with it's land.
Yeah.
His suggestion was that maybe we look to maybe a local artist or something like that would be able to maybe do a mural. Here again, it would be self-funded. We're not asking for any funds from the county. But that was an idea. I don't know if that cost. This was just a conversation I had with him last Thursday. But that is something we would like to explore and just see what that is. But something to maybe make the space more aesthetically pleasing for the placement of the bench. And then we also did talk about maybe putting 2 flower pots, something that we would maintain on either side to pretty up the space, if you will.
That's also coordinated with Austin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Need a second.
Rick,
Yeah.
second,
Yes. Second.
you heard that.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
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 And for my clarification, is there anything with the council that I need to do? This is solely. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Appreciate your time. In touch.
Aaron, good morning.
Good morning. In front of you today, I have a new highway job description for consideration. This is due to a slight restructure with the mechanics. So instead of having just 2 equal mechanics, they were going to break it apart and have a lead mechanic as well. That did go to the Personal Advisory Committee and it came to the commissioners with a positive recommendation. The memo and everything from Wynn and Julie should be in your packets for review as well. It is also recommended that the lead mechanic also be paid at the same rate as the foreman. So you can see that differential. Mechanics currently at $26.62 per hour, and then a foreman is $27.68 per hour.
Those recommendations consistent with what was asked. Council in the budget.
I would say probably not, but these are out of NVH. So it would not interfere with the county general budget. I don't think.
But there was that's still something they act on.
Yeah, so this would actually go to county council as well for approval and funding. It is being requested that it be put into effect if it is approved by county council immediately. So it is something that would have to be discussed for budgetary purposes next year if approved.
Thank you for having that meeting in my absence. Questions?
Motion. Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Thank you. The next item up for discussion is the update to the Title VI plan. This is something that has to be updated every year. It keeps us in compliance so we can receive federal funding. It has to do with civil rights and equal opportunity and giving everybody in this county equitable services. So it is always updated accordingly.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mayor.
I know, but I'm here for him. He's got an appointment.
If that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Lee.
Hey,
So I'm here representing the LAPC, presenting to you the annual hazardous materials emergency response plan. This is just for the annual renewal that we do each and every year when we go through the updates. So as in the past, all we're requesting is a copy or is requesting your endorsement that we have done our due diligence with this plan update. And then we will be presenting it to the LAPC at our next meeting for approval as well, and it will be filed with the state.
I see that there was just a small change on page 22. Is that correct? Highlighted.
Is that the one
That
that
has to do
says
with fees.
Spiller is responsible?
Yeah. And that page 28, the same thing.
yeah.
And one other thing that I saw, I can't find it. I think you had one of the private sheets. The hammer and fire chief's different. That is page 43.
We can make that change.
Okay. The correction.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
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 Maybe give a copy for them to sign. Yep. Okay. All right. I will get the change made before Jason submits it to the state.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Rick, do you want them to stamp your signature on that, or do you want to stop in and sign it?
If it's a time thing, go ahead and stamp it.
Scott, good morning. Running ahead if you're ready. All right. The first thing, was the, approval for the tree removal. So that one I would like, if, you guys approve that, I guess I can put it up for approval. That was for the 2 cottonwood down at the, channel, and then the one right at the oval. What else I think had a drawing of it? From, your guy tree service had a drawing at the bottom. Removing 2 and trimming 1, is that? Yes, removing 3, I'm sorry. Removing 3 and then trimming out, some dead on the sycamores. There's some hangers that are. Still have room in your budget for that? I would like to, if I can, take 2,000 out of the park improvement and the remainder of it out of the county park. If that's possible.
Trouble?
Thank you.
I'll move to approve, and you're wanting to go with, lesser of the bids, right?
Yes, if possible, because they're both the exact same, so. As far as what we're.
G&D Woodworks.
Yes.
Which one did you move to approve?
The G&D Woodworks, 6,800.
It was very vague on their estimate on what they were doing. I second it for more discussion.
See, they're gonna.
If my audio keeps hanging in there, that'd be nice.
Go ahead, Rick. I see the G&D, it says cottonwood, cut and removed, elm tree, elm cut and removed. Cut and remove chip balm, brush, logs, wood, hallway, grind stumps per Scott for safety reasons. Remove and chip 2 limbs from 2 sycamore trees.
So I guess my question is, are they doing the same thing? Both being exactly the same?
It looks like it, if you look at the map that the other quote had on it. It is, remove 2 cottonwoods, remove elm, remove trim dead from sycamore 1, trim dead from sycamore 2. If anything, I think the,
It indicates remove
yeah,
brush, logs. I don't see a stump grinding on that though.
on the second one.
So your guy said that they wouldn't be able to stump grind those because of the angle of the
of the embankment there.
We're actually getting a little more on the first one. It looks like the green E-bid is actually providing the stump grinding, whereas the second one is not. Okay, any further?
Nope.
Favor signify with aye.
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 Was that an aye, Rick?
Yes.
Thank you. I thought it was, I just want to clarify. Okay. Next item.
As far as the taking out of that, would that be appropriate to do that?
Yeah. Just the way you presented it.
Yep.
All right, next item would be the item deficiencies out there. I know the guy that wrote us up is no longer with them. Ben is currently working with them to try to get him to prolong us that day, so we're already past that actually, so they're not finding us for it. Trevor Hinman submitted on to finish up the deficiencies for 2100. We did do some of those in-house that we could do. The ones that we did do in-house is what we quoted for, which you find a report there with all the deficiencies on it.
Suggesting that from,
That one I would like to take that completely out of all the park improvement fund, with that, the 4,004,004.
okay. Motion by Andy to approve. From Mr. Hinman.
I'm sorry, I did not catch enough of that.
That was a motion to approve the work from Mr. Hinman to complete some plumbing.
For the I.
For IDEM.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll second.
Thank you. Now, just curious, is this work that we're looking at that overall improvement, is this work that's going to have to get done a second time?
We should not.
All right, I just want to make sure. All right, any further questions, discussion? All in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Zero.
Be on the list is the email for the campers for approval from the commissioners.
Is that your normal means of communication with all of them? Yes. Everybody's email address?
The only thing I like to change in there is probably instead of saying the changes of 2026, maybe replace that with the recent. So on the first line there, it says that I want to make you aware of the 2026 instead of 2026 adjustments, just say recent adjustments.
You need to.
That needs some grammar work to it. Might have, you see, Abby can clean that up a little bit for you.
Okay.
But yeah, the information that you're providing, it's good.
Okay.
You can do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's fine.
Follow told you for something.
Thanks, Abby. The next one would be the floor quote. First one was from Absolute Advantage, and the other one was from Wayside. So the Absolute Advantage one is the floor quote. That's for both the lobby and the conference room as well. So on the Absolute, he's using product from Menards. There's a 20-year light commercial warranty. The one from Wayside is a 15-year limited commercial warranty. Yes.
How long's that carpet been in there? 16,
The original building, right? Yeah.
so 10 years, so I don't think the 15 or 20 or 40 makes a lot of difference.
Well, this is gonna wear better than the carpet too.
Well, it's gonna wear better.
Yeah, yeah.
We do have some samples if you guys want to look at, kind of see what the difference is.
No.
I wouldn't know the difference, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's not too much difference in any of them anymore, pretty much. Do we have funds for this?
Yes, that would, under that center fund, yes.
The entryway for sure.
So you feel each of these quotes are equal in terms of what they're providing other than the warranty?
Yes, and they're both estimated 3 days to do the job, so.
That's what turned back on and everything.
Yeah, trim back on and also replacing the, I always call it kickboard, or on the side, they call it something different now.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cover base.
yeah. Cove base.
Cover base.
Yeah.
Any further motion?
Wait a minute. All right.
Fine.
Are they both blue? Blue down?
Yes, they are both glued down, yes. We tried staying with the thinner stuff as we talked, so there's the
Right.
handicap accessibility, so.
It will. I would move to approve. The wayside.
Wayside.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by aye. Scott?
So number 5, there's 2 Delta T ones, I apologize for that. This one was work already performed out there. He was still thinking that we had a higher threshold than what we have been previously, because I know it's been changed up down here. So this is just asking for approval and have this. He does know that we did not change with the, with Austin and his department, so we're still with that threshold.
Oh, okay.
So it was already performed, thinking that he was okay to do it at that price.
You say you had 2 invoices?
Well, there's the verbal. We didn't get the invoice yet. I just called them this morning. They said they did not have it yet.
Do this be separate.
So we're the one that's presented to us right now.
That's presented to us, 14.
I will move to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Eric. Any further discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by
Aye.
aye. Is either really still or refreshed? Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, 0.
So I think we should probably wait on the other Delta T1 as they did not get the invoice to us for the approval. They did save on labor on it, so it might be less than the 500 anyways. So you guys are okay with waiting on that?
We're gonna fix it. brought to approval.
Right, yeah, I just if we have to get it done.
Come back to it.
Right. Okay. I'll, move to approve.
No second, I was the
Verbal.
first by Andy, second by. And Abby, I understand what we're working on there, Rick?
Yeah,
And Abby, no further discussion? No, hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, it's that way you're all set to go. Yeah, I'll get that to Abby so we can get that, sorry, correct.
The other things that I had attached for you guys was for your review only was the bathroom model estimates as well. We did have another kind of one that I'll give you guys as well, for you guys to review.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. You have another one, another company working on the bathroom as well.
Thank you, that's what we look at, so we can kind of do a little bit of planning.
The only other thing I have is just some updates for you. Progress on the beach house is getting years in, we're kind of doing the final cleanup on that, so.
Thank you for those pictures, that was nice.
Yeah. So we can probably get them now, look a little easier.
Good.
We're getting information out in preparation for the 30-hour light show. And we are, we've been in contact with Trying Innovation One, professor of civil engineering, environmental engineer for mapping of the maps or the trails out to the event center. They want to actually work with us every year, and every semester a student is signed out there to update and do like a storyline with the maps. They're gonna draw a diagram of the trails out there. We can use that to put on our signs out there. He's excited about it. So good. It's kind of an ongoing partnership with them.
I like that.
It's great.
We did have a 13.2% increase in the NIPSCO bill. We are currently at 0.20 per kilowatt, and I'd like to take that up to 0.23 per kilowatt. We'll cover the 13.2%. And that was effective this year, I think it was in July or early this summer, so.
That's when the increase started, was July.
It started either in July or right before July. That's when the increase started.
But there's potential for another increase next year to have the same issue.
Yes. Yes. They didn't, it was a kind of a chore going on the phone with them, but they didn't have that actual percentage they went up. We had to do the math on all the bills that we had to show, because we're not gonna be consistent throughout the year. We change according to how much we use.
Does our contract with the campsites allow us to change during mid-season?
As far as the,
Electric.
I'm not sure. I have to look into
We should be able to change that as those invoices from NIPSCO change, so let's take a look at that wording.
Or I think we charge it enough to
Yeah, we,
not be subsidizing the electrical.
Yeah.
So
I'll-
we gotta, if we don't, then we need to look at some stuff for sure.
And we, Ben has been working on something too. We got an event coming up. We booked next year.
November.
Of next year?
This year,
Oh, this year.
next month. So these guys are pretty much right under the WWE as far as showings and everything. They had one in Auburn last year, I believe.
And the promoter said he would get tickets for the commissioners.
That's not something I think it's for.
probably.
excited as Ben was, I thought that might have been his previous job.
So this is already booked,
Yes, they just booked with us, they paid for everything, booked us for November
November 8th.
8th.
Seating is sufficient for what they're doing? and
Yes, we totally had,
Capacity is sufficient for what they're doing, so.
Insurance is sufficient for what they're doing.
yes.
We're getting a 1-day liability.
I know, Rick, you can't see it, it's micro wrestling.
Okay, I was wondering, I didn't see any information on what you're talking about. It's just gonna be at the event center?
Yes. They bring in, set up their stage, they use our chairs for it, set our chairs around the stage. Arena, I should say. They will not, right?
No, they will not have,
Go there, explain,
that's right.
I like the French chef there, right?
Try that again, Rick.
What's that?
Can you try that
Yeah,
again?
you were distorted there.
That's all right. I got your picture.
All right.
We'll be working with June at the Tourism Bureau to help them with that as well, so.
See how that,
Okay, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
That's all we got.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. First thing I have, I do have an LPA invoice voucher that came in after Wednesday. For Clay 21 for preliminary engineering on Bridge 37 on County Road 675 West in the amount of $7,433.53 for the Lockmuir Group for your approval.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you. On County Road 200 North, NDOT has finally started the end of the project audit. Moving forward with that. On the 100 North, 200 West roundabout, the claims for the appraisals are being turned in today. Waiting on the final order from the court to for the application. The next project we have changes on our updates on small structure number 7. I should have all the end of final paperwork to you guys by the end of the month. That project is completed and accepted. The community crossings 2025-1 project we have booked for paving this summer. All that work is completed and accepted, and I should have all that final paperwork to you next meeting. Then we'll be purchasing the supervisor's replacement truck after the council meeting, and they approve the transfer funds. Then under the seller ordinances that I have drafted for October, I believe we have worked out the verbiage on the on-call procedure. And the lead mechanic position, so if we can get approval to move forward with that. Appreciate that.
The lead mechanic's already been completed.
Okay.
Salary ordinance for October, that'll be a council item. community crossings.
I have, the draft paperwork for approval for going after the 2026 call, community crossings, which is open currently. Would like to request repaving portion of Old 27 going south from Angle city limits to just south of Bell Fountain Road. I have a financial commitment letter that needed to be signed and approved. If you guys approve, going after the grant. Going after the full amount, which we can request up to $1 million. Proposed contract, or proposed construction costs, $1.3 million of the project.
Questions?
Yeah. With that going south from Angola to Pleasant Lake, which is the same route as the Puckabotchie Trail, is there gonna be any interference, disturbance of our road during that construction part that we may need to wait for, redoing that, or is the time frame such it's not gonna matter?
The time frame isn't really gonna matter. Actually, I prefer to have it out at the same time, so that hopefully we get the same contractor. Because they have to do approach work for the trail. So since they're gonna have to do work and match things to the road, I'd like to have the same contractor preferably for both contracts, and then they can coordinate that work.
I like the way you're thinking.
That motion?
Yes.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
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 Here's the financial commitment letter, on the other side's the grant proposal. Thank you for that. And NDOT has sent me the official letter of understanding for the unofficial detour for the small structure project that they're proposing to do on US 20. Commissioners approved my proposed unofficial detour route last commissioners meeting, so this is just the official letter, so you can sign it and send it back to you.
For his unofficial detour route?
Yes, yes, you guys approved the unofficial detour route last meeting. And so that would be official.
They made no changes, correct?
Correct.
Rick, would you like your name stamped to that, or do you want to sign it when you return?
Go ahead and stamp it, that way Kip can get moving on.
For general operations updates, we're back to normal and working in our areas, get everything ready, buttoned up for winter. We're also ready to start reaching out to the school transportation department, sheriff department, EMA, and commissioners about our operations plan for the winter. So reaching out to all those people here shortly. Step up those meetings.
How's your staffing?
Good. Brought on 2 truck drivers this last month. We got a third one planned to come on before the end of the month, and we just advertised for a mechanic's position.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Can I just clarify something real quick? We went, we didn't do anything with the lead mechanic because that was already approved when the hearing was up there. Did I miss? Do we need to approve his on-call policy, his SOP for this? Because that's what presented, they were presented
The last time it
together.
was presented, there was changes made since the last.
You're asked to clarify some verbiage.
Try to clarify in regards to the comp time. Sort of thing.
I would like to get.
Is that sufficient to,
Yes, I worked with Chip on it as well, so, it's just clarified in there that the straight time that they get for being on call cannot be earned as compensatory time because it is not actually time worked. The time that they are actually out in the field and do get called out, that can be earned as comp time or paid as overtime.
We'll move to approve.
Second.
any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Is that an aye, Rick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, because I have to do a solid ordinance.
Anybody need a break? Keep going.
Good.
Okay. Okay, we have payroll for September 19th, $579,692.33. And payroll for October 3rd, $578,391.68.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Suggest that anything that has time on it, that you stamp Rick's name to it, and anything that doesn't have time sensitive, Rick can sign when he returns. Is that fair, Rick?
Yes.
Thank you. The memoranda for the department administrative meeting. How would you state that?
Department head administrative
Department head
meeting.
administrative.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So a motion to approve the memoranda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Favor signify with aye.
Aye.
0. The Board of Commissioners calendar, if we change dates to Tuesday instead of Mondays. I'm okay with Tuesdays.
I honestly think it would benefit, our employees to move to Tuesday.
I think it would be a good idea, but what do our employees think? And what does our other elected officials think? Rick, what do you think?
I think moving away from Monday would be a good thing for us, whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, fits in everybody's schedules. Did not interfere with councils other than, possibly during budget, so I like it.
Sure make your Mondays a lot different, won't it?
Mondays a lot different, yes.
For better or for worse?
Better.
Better, yeah.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Didn't think second and mess you up at all?
No.
Okay.
Just so I get a copy of the schedule.
All right. All in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Copy that'll have to go up to, did you talk to the surveyor's office about it at all when you did? Yeah.
Yes.
This is for commissioners and drainage board.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. All All right, request to send out the RFP for snow removal for 2025, 2026.
Make that motion.
Second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I did receive a request of someone who wanted to bid on that. They were wondering if it could be for more than 1 year. They were requesting 3 years.
No.
No?
Wow, that would be my thought, so.
I would not, no. I think 1 year's sufficient.
Okay.
They're still.
I wouldn't mind looking at it for a year, see what it looked like.
As far as if it,
My only concern with that would be is, well, I don't have any issue looking at it, I guess,
Yeah.
would be the thing.
there's issues with that,
You could request in the alternative, they can either bid 1 year or 3 years.
that's a good point too, yeah. You have a 1 year price and a 3 year price. But
I would
then,
think their three-year price would be not as good because you can't predict salt prices.
well, they use our salt.
I guess that makes it easier for them.
Yeah. Yeah, our current contractor, I don't think has raised the price.
So do you want to allow for that addition to your amendments to allow for the bid to be for 1 year and 3 years?
Yes.
I'm fine with it. We see the number, see the number. Okay.
Further discussion then? None, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
If they choose to, they don't have to, but they can. Feedback from Rick, or is that the guys working outside? That's what I thought. Let's just make a note that the plats for the Cartwright Acres, Kings Hill, Deputy's Freedom Acres, Wild Oak Run, and the Lodge at Hidden Valley were presented. Sometimes, Rick, those will be available for you in the building planning office when you return to look at and review.
Okay.
Are you hearing about that one? That's Baker Joe.
Is that feedback?
I think it's coming from.
And I couldn't tell if it was them working outside or if it was us in here. We have a request from the Elijah Haven Crisis Intervention Center.
Hey, Rick, can you speak? He sneezed fine.
Oh,
Rick, can you speak? I'm gonna try a different speaker, see if that helps. Okay, that's it.
You're a little closer, it seems like that's where it's not picking you up half the
No,
time.
we're just getting some feedback, but we're all right. We're almost done with the meeting, so it is what it is, I think.
Feedback from- On my end,
I don't know, we
I'm
can't
not
tell.
sure where it's coming from.
Yeah.
I got my iPad sitting next to it here. Trying to reduce what I had other than Teams on the computer, just see whether it'll speed up my connection.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're fine. We have a request from the Elijah Haven Crisis Intervention Center to put up some ribbons and banners at the old courthouse for the month of October for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But would that require any permission from the city of Eagle, temporary signs up there?
It's ribbons, right?
Yeah, ribbons and a yard sign.
Do we have any type of ordinance?
It'd be on the city's ordinance.
Even though it's on county property?
Within their jurisdiction.
Just so you know, if you permit them and you don't, you have to permit every organization. DeKalb County found that out.
Yeah.
And that's why the Ku Klux Klan several years ago was using their courthouse lawn for demonstrations. So their policy is there is no use of the courthouse grounds for any. That's the way they solve the problem. Now, it seems to maybe a little overboard, but you can't discriminate. So that's just so you're aware of that, just so.
I guess that was the reason for my questioning whether we have an ordinance about it.
No, we don't have a policy. We should have a policy. And if there's no policy, then everybody can. But you can't discriminate, so either it's all or nothing, basically.
That could be an issue.
I guess I'll draft a policy.
Draft policy. You like to instruct them as to which direction you'd like to see that policy go.
I think I'd like to, it'd be good to write a policy, maybe, mirroring the Cal's policy of not allowing, events.
Signage
Signage, yeah, signage policy, I guess, for the
Exterior
courthouse.
signage policy.
I caught part of what you're saying there.
So we're gonna have Don draft us a policy in regards to not allowing any exterior signage on county property without prior approval. Oh, although, yeah, that just changes it. So no, none. Yeah.
So it's all or nothing. Either let everybody come in or nobody.
How about like would be allowed like the Christmas lights and stuff like that?
That's
That-
all right.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think it's the only way to properly handle that.
So for, let's do this officially, so for the request from Elijah Haven Crisis Intervention, I'll state this as a motion. So the motion would be that the counties will not allow any posting of exterior signs on county property.
I would make that motion.
That's a second.
That's second, sorry.
Sorry, and I didn't mean,
No,
I just
yeah.
wanted to try and clarify
Yeah.
that. Not have to repeat it twice.
Yes.
Rick, did you understand that?
Yes.
So first and second, we have further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Next item is an appraisal. Don, is that on the house over here?
Yes.
And who's it to? Because it's covered up. Nolan Real Estate, okay.
We got two appraisals. I forwarded them both up, so
Yes,
we're pretty close.
yeah, they are.
Do we have the invoices for both of them?
They're included in the appraisal, with the appraisal. One's on the back, there's the back.
I only have one in front. It's not the entire appraisal, it's just the invoice for
Yeah,
it.
I saw, they're on the actual appraisals.
So who was the second one by? Might as well do them both, that's the only reason.
Right.
I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah?
Were they emailed to us?
Yes.
Second one was? You have no one.
Which fellow we talked about, Rick, last meeting about appraisals that was traditionally low, you know?
Who that person was?
I know I have both in here. So.
Abby's going to look also. No, Abby's going to double check also.
Michael Root.
That's gonna be the yellow real estate.
Yes.
You were thinking of using potentially bond funding for this?
Yes.
My thoughts on this appraisal was until we
You went kitchen, yeah.
probably should pay that out of one of our line items
And
then reimburse
Yeah.
until we make a final decision
Yeah.
on them.
Okay.
That's just my thought now. We can do it a different way if craps. So we have two appraisals, each $750. One is to Nolan. So we have two, well, several places that you can take it from if you do it.
We talked about that, just for the.
Just for
Fred's.
appraisals, yeah, just. Yeah, in general, we have a line item 30503, professional services and contracts. Is that gonna get burned up? Between now and then, the balance of that.
$1,500 total.
So, 30503, professional contract in county.
Yeah, it's in county general. There's a potential that this will come back. Reimbursement form, but there's a potential that it might not.
That's a 160. Oh. Yeah, that's fine.
That one's okay?
No,
No?
hold on.
Okay, then.
You said general, that line would be Q. That line, general, moved to Q. So it's in Q. Yeah, the one we were looking at, I didn't catch it either. The location of that was 161, so you don't want it to come out of there. So,
In lit, it's consultant fees, which is 30022.
yeah,
the service contracts.
Just by there.
Me.
Okay.
Consulting and then the other one.
No, in the service contract.
Service contract.
Okay, there's enough there.
Yeah. I'd make a motion to approve that out of the consulting piece.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Service contract.
Service contracts.
So both appraisals, Rick paid, holy cow, we got two Ricks.
How did he do that?
So the two appraisals to be paid out of Q cap service contract line item per Andy's motion.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
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 Before we have those on. Yeah, just send them. I don't. Maybe I'm just messing it up.
Actually got cut off and I got back on here and it's a lot better.
Yeah, we have your old image still on screen.
You can cut that off if you like.
I wouldn't mess with it.
I wouldn't mess with it.
One of them's bad enough.
No, is this what, so item number 8 with all these conflict of interest, is this what we're going to see from now on?
I want to ask a question. Since Don's in here, we need,
This is ridiculous.
yeah. So my question
Not only
is,
for the vendor, but for us.
I know. The only way to get around that, and the one that's so bad is Bill. So the only way to get around that is for him to do a contract with us. If they have a contract, they only have to sign one form, one time, beginning of the year. But I don't know if you guys want to do that or not. And can it be open-ended?
I think the conflict of interest form is for the year for every transaction. It's not anymore.
Change the
Trust
last.
me, I've been fighting it since last year.
They
the
changed
state board.
They changed the legislation on that, is that
Mhm.
correct or not?
They changed the form.
They changed the form.
And state Board of Accounts even went to their attorney.
But there's a butler.
We're gonna get written up every time if we don't.
He doesn't now, but he used to own an auto parts store. You mean every time somebody bought something, the auto parts store, he would file?
That's what we're,
Would have been fighting, but I haven't won yet. But the only, like I said, the only way around it is it says
but you
without.
can't have an open-ended contract.
That's why I'm asking Don.
You can have a contract, but you have to let it out for.
Forbid.
Well, you could let it out, but and then you just have anybody that wants to be a vendor allowed to be one, so you have, I'll use Bill's for example, you have Bill's and Lonsberry and Dave's Vessel and whoever else is could sign it, we.
Yeah, but Bill's the only one that's got the conflict.
And we've got.
Yeah, but you still have to have it out there for everybody who wants a contract. Well, there's others that would have a conflict too.
In that scenario.
In that particular scenario, correct. Because you have others who have relationships with the county.
I think there's one over. It's a community correct, no. Prosecutor's office probation. He's on a board. Might be on the community corrections board. No, who's that? Chad White. He's another one that does work for us, and he would have to sign every single time also.
This is just,
Or we can be written up every year.
What's something to look at? I guess today you're just approving, you don't really approve, you acknowledge the receipt, I think, something. Maybe they changed that too, but you used to just have to file them with the legislative bodies.
I think. We're stamping.
so
These in here,
we're
we
gonna
have
have,
Press Law Group and,
so there's Crest Law Group, Christina Krause.
Yep.
And there is Just gonna state these for the record. Little Willie's R&R Inc., DBA Village Professional Towing, Repair, reference to, billing planner. So I think we will just, if you would like to make a motion, just incorporate all that are presented under those names for today. Would that satisfy
That's for
you?
today, yep, that'll work.
Is that your motion?
I will make that one.
Rick, did you pick all that up?
Yeah, I'll second.
Thank you.
Can you also add, we've got a couple in here for court reporters. Can you amend that to include court reporters for Superior
Is that
Court?
the annual one?
These are. Yes,
Let's do those separate.
that's the way they fill them out anyway.
These are for the invoices that are presented. Okay, so I have first and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
And then we have another one in here that's just from the one though, for the courts, right?
There's 3 of them.
There's 3.
You have those after.
Oh, they came after.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the 3? So we have 3 annual uniform conflict of interest disclosures. One from Amy Sharp. One from Deborah Tietman. Did I pronounce that correctly? Second one from Amy Sharp. 2 from Ms. Sharp. Oh, sure. Okay, so I have a 2025 for Amy Sharp and Deborah Tietman, and I have a 2026. Can we approve that yet?
No, we're only doing 25 right now.
Okay. So uniform conflict, interest disclosure for Amy Sharp and Deborah Tietman.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
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 And we have the annual agreement. Executed typically every year. Through this 2025-2026 boat storage contract, off-season contract for Dry Dock Marine, in which the proceeds, they use the goat barn,
I think we need to,
starter calf.
I think we need to pull this. This came up, only because of the timing. I have not, neither one of us have talked to Purdue Extension yet, or, the 4-H
Would
board.
be the 4-H Fair Board.
Yeah, have not talked to them yet.
Okay.
So I would like to pull this or table it.
Okay, I can table that. Meeting minutes presented for 9/2 and 9/15.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
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 We were presented with the monthly financial statement and comparison report. That we've reviewed them.
Make a motion that we reviewed.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by aye.
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 Okay, we have total claims of $1,259,401.73. Out cycle claims of $99,103.16. We have surplus refunds from the treasurer of 6371 and 147.66. Tax sale redemptions of $1,652.73, $3,171.66, and additional out-of-cycle claims for $601.65.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions or concerns on those items presented? None, all in favor signify with aye. Aye.
Aye.
A number of items that correspondence that just those showed that they're entered into our records. And anything else that we need to go over right now?
Discuss the potential property purchase.
Better to do an executive session if you want to do that.
To do that, to negotiate the price and. Rick, do you have anything else?
I do not.
Ladies? Okay, we'll finish recess. Rick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for, putting up with my week, session.
Just be safe today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, one of two people was on and off the internet.
A question about the wrestling. Is it midget wrestling or full size wrestling?
It was
Use the word micro.
micro wrestling.
I gotta say,
Yeah,
I think it's.
That's politically
Can't use that.
Can't use it, except referring to the historical term, where they used to have midget wrestling.
Well, but I mean, they had one of these over in Howell a couple years ago, and I just wonder if it's the same group.
Did you go, Bill?
Oh, God, no.